And this episode of Penn Point starts right now. This episode of Penn Point is brought to you by Carbonite. I got to talk, even though it was weeks ago, a lot of people on my Twitter account, Penn Jillette, P-E-N-N-J-I-L-L-E-T-T-E, have been asking me to talk about the Miss USA thing. And I've tried to answer everybody in Twitter, honestly, and explain this, but I'm going to explain it in detail right here. I don't know if anyone cares anymore, but like I said, about 20 people have asked me to explain what happened. I was a judge at Miss USA, and I followed the rules exactly. We were asked to judge the participants not only based on swimsuit and evening gown. Already we were down to the final 16 before the judges got to do anything. But then we got to do swimsuit, and we got to do evening gown, and then we got to do the questions. And the questions they asked these people are, I believe, pretty heavy. You know, they're asked about marijuana legalization, about burning the Koran, things like that. And we were asked to judge their answers based on the poise and style and quality of their speech and how well they would be a spokesperson for Miss USA. I was sitting next to a football guy on one side and a woman from a reality show from Jersey on the other side. And I'm sorry I don't follow sports, and I don't watch much reality TV, so I didn't know them, but they were very, very nice. We talked a little bit. And Miss Tennessee, who was very attractive and who looked very good in both swimsuit and evening gown and had a wonderful smile, was asked a question about burning the Koran and burning the flag and if those should be allowed. And I'm very interested in that particular issue. So when she gave her answer, which was the question was asked, and they'll probably show this, but the question was asked in a rather difficult way.
Should burning of any religious article be protected by the First Amendment the same way burning the flag is protected?
Do you think that the flag should have the same First Amendment protection? Burning the Koran should have the same First Amendment protection as burning the flag? But it was sloppier than that, the wording on the question. Not really sloppier, but just more circuitous. And she answered absolutely not. And I'm a free speech nut. I think that the answer to bad speech is more speech, and the more we talk about everything, the better it is. And so when she said absolutely not on free speech protection, I was appalled. And I also thought that if you're going to go for Miss USA, you should support the Constitution and the amendments to a certain degree and not put the Koran above the Bill of Rights. I think respecting the Koran, doing all that is terrific, but having laws against it, I think, goes against Congress shall make no law. Pursuant to the establishment of religion, freedom of the free exercise thereof, freedom of the freedom of speech, of the press, right people freely send petitions to the company, readers, and grievances. I think it goes against that. So I asked again after her question if she had indeed answered that the Koran was trumped essentially the Bill of Rights, and the producers told me that the way they had understood it too. And then, and this is so important, I voted the way I had promised to vote in the judges' rules. I'm not allowed to discuss because they were confidential, but the judges' rules I think are made very clear and public that one of the things we're judging on is how well she answered. And it was clear to me that Miss California, who answered about marijuana legalization, and also gave an answer that I disagreed with very, very strongly. I've never had a puff of marijuana in my life. I won't be around anybody smoking dope, but I think because of my libertarian point of view, everything should be legal, and I disagreed with her answer very, very much. I disagree with Miss California tremendously, but I thought her answer was more direct, more insightful, had more poise, and was more articulate. So I judged honestly based on what I thought about how they reacted. And then I said nothing about the content of what they said. I might have answered back if I had been the one asking the question, but I wasn't asked to ask a question, so I didn't. And that's not the way the game is played. And I followed my rules to the judge completely. And then afterward, when I got home, I wrote a tweet, which is 140 characters, where I said that I was glad that she hadn't won, because having a Miss USA who did not support the Constitution over the Quran seemed like a bad idea to me. If she was running for Miss Quran, she would have been better. And people went fucking nuts on Twitter, and they all went crazy and attacking me. And most of that's not fair. Some of the attacks, the ones that perplexed me, was the attacks that said to me, this is a beauty contest, these are 21-year-old girls, and they use the word girls over and over again, and they shouldn't be judged on what they're saying. They shouldn't be judged on how well they answer political questions. They're not trying to be in the Supreme Court. They're trying to be in a beauty pageant, and what's wrong with you, and oh, by the way, you're fat and old and ugly, which was always thrown in. I don't understand how anybody could say that a 21-year-old person should be judged as a girl. If you want it to be a beauty pageant based on how they look in the swimsuits and the evening gowns, that's fine with me. That's an appropriate game. But don't tell your judges they're going to judge on these questions and poise, and don't tell your judges to rate on that, and maybe don't ask them the questions. That's my thinking. Computer disasters eventually happen to everyone. Your computer crashes, gets infected with a virus, you drop it, theft, fire, etc. But if you get Carbonite online backup before your disaster, then no need to worry, because your files will be backed up automatically and safely off-site. And it's really easy to get them back. Plus, you get anytime, anywhere access to your backed up files from your computer or on your smartphone or iPad, see, with Carbonite app. With Carbonite, unlimited backup for your PC or Mac is just $59 a year. That's less than $5 a month. But when you use the offer code PENN, P-E-N-N, to start your free 15-day trial, you'll get 2 months free if you decide to buy. All details are carbonite.com, and remember to use the offer code PENN to get 2 months free with purchase.